from Scottsdale, Arizona. Arnie now 17. The Professional Bowlers Association will once again hold their regional tournament here in the area at the Super Bowl in Erlanger. Guess who won today? Yes, pro bowler turned TV analyst Dave Newrath, our partner on the BPA King of Bowling, and I'm sure we'll never hear the end of this one. Here's Dave Hambone bearing 10 in the pit right here as he won it again. There will be lots of local talent in the tournament, which begins this coming weekend. Again, all this action will be going on at the Super Bowl in Erlanger. Steve Fehr and Kevin Gillette, a couple of pros from the area, will also be in the tourney. 5,425 racing buffs.
Over in Erlanger at the, is that the Super Bowl, is what they call that? Yeah. The Super Bowl in Erlanger. It's the second annual Pro-Am tournament, and Steve Fehr, a local young man who is one of the top professional bowlers in America, is going to be here today to talk about that, and we get part of the profit from that big bowl-a-thon that they have over there coming up this weekend. So, for the, not me, for the Christmas fund, right? We've got to be at around $200,000. We'd like to mention the fact that the studio audience today gave us nearly $100 for the Christmas fund, plus they'll get 36 from Mid-States Theater today. We thank you very much. On stage with me was Steve Fehr, and he's a professional bowler and really making a national name for himself. Steve, nice to see you. Welcome. I used to watch you on that bowling show on television some years ago, and I guess that was your first brush with semi-professional, wasn't it, Steve?
I guess that's the first time that it was very close to that same format. It was the King of TV Bowling.
Did you turn a hobby and an avocation into a vocation?
I would have to say that's exactly what it was.
What were you doing before you turned pro as a bowler?
Well, basically I did a lot of practice, a lot of tournament bowling, and then when it got to the point where a few tournaments felt like I was very close to being a professional bowler and they were borderline letting me enter, it got to the point where I just said, well, I'll give the professional a try.
Now you've bowled all over the country since then. Are there enough tournaments going on that you can actually make a living doing this?
On the professional tour?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely. We have 36 tournaments a year. This coming season, for the players, there'll be $2.3 million paid off.
And the season lasts from when to when?
It starts in January and ends in November.
You've been in the top 50 for 2 years in a row, even though you're relatively new, haven't you?
Yes, last year I was 12th on the money list, and this year I dropped a little bit to 27th. But I had a few problems during the year, and hopefully next year will be a big year.
What kind of problems? Physical problems?
Well, it was out on the West Coast this year. I ran into a slight bout of viral meningitis, and that took me down for about 6-7 weeks. So
I see.
Once I recovered, I regained and was bowling pretty well.
So you still made over $50,000 last year, though, didn't you?
Still did well.
In '83.
Yes.
What did you say you did before you turned pro?
Well, basically, I did a lot of tournament bowling across the country as an amateur.
For a job.
And I was part owner in a bowling pro shop.
Ah, I see. Now, this weekend, they're having the big Pro-Am, and it's going to be at the Super Bowl in Erlanger, Kentucky.
Correct. It's the pro tournament itself and the Pro-Am also. Pro-Am, they have squads going off at 6, 8, and 10 o'clock this coming Friday, and also at 7 and 9 o'clock on Saturday night.
How's a Pro-Am work? I know how it works in golf. How's it work in bowling?
Basically, it's very similar to the way it is in golf. All the amateurs or the league bowlers out there that would like to bowl with the professionals, they have to sign up in advance, and what they'll do is they'll bowl a game with 3 different professionals.
Bowling's been very kind to us with the Ruth Lyons Children's Christmas Fund, and the Martin family, I think they own the Super Bowl out there, and are they sponsoring this tournament?
Certainly are.
And Gordon Martin, he and I went to school together. Last year you came back with a check after you had the tournament for the Christmas fund, and I understand this year we're going to get a percentage of the proceeds again.
They sure are. I hope it's a big one too.
I do too. You know, bowling has been nice to us. Bud Boskin, another personal friend of mine, owns Fairfield Bowling Lanes, and he and his bowlers, they didn't have a Pro-Am or anything, but from Bud and the bowlers who bowl there regularly, gave us $4,000 the day before Thanksgiving. That's why that total jumped so much today. That and the $26,000 check we got from WUBE All-Star, Coca-Cola All-Star softball team on that day. Steve, I look forward to it, and I think it's open for people, if they want to call the Super Bowl, that they can get in on this out in Erlanger, can't they?
Sure is. They can call Super Bowl or stop by any of the BPA houses in the city to get any information they need.
It's 727-2000. Well, what kind of money is involved?
I believe first place will be around $1,000 for the amateur.
And $3,000 for the pro?
Right, correct.
And in all, they're over $20,000, aren't there, in prizes?
Yes, it's over $20,000.
That's a lot more than we got in the money machine here, isn't it?
Right now it is.
Steve, we've got some pretty good professional athletes in other professions other than football and baseball around our area too now, don't we?
Quite a few of them, yes.
A golfer who's made a name for himself.
Ralph Landrum, I believe.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And now you. What do you feel about 1984? Going to be a big year for you?
Well, I hope I can be ready for it. I'm going to look for it to be a big season, yes.
Well, you look for his name in the sports pages, Steve Fehr, and look for him this weekend. You can go watch the bowling, too, if you don't participate at the Super Bowl in Erlanger. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, Bob.
Nice to see you. Back in just a minute.
Steve Fehr and Kevin Gillette.
Clausey, 247 to 221. Clausey won $2,000. This is Clausey here. 6 Cincinnati area bowlers finished in the top 24, including Dave Newrath of Florence, who came in 3rd, and amateur Jamie Fehr of Erlanger, who finished 6th. By the way, you'll be able to see the replay of the finals of this tournament here on Channel 5. That will be next Saturday. Now, this may sound philosophic, but many of us consider sports to be the toy
Ohio, 247 to 221. Carlosi had defeated Dave Newrath, Florence, Kentucky, to get into the finals. Fair average 233 for the tournament, and he wins $3,000. He's also the champion for the 2nd consecutive year. Out at Latonia today, the daily double of number 5, Hale Girl, and number 4, changing position.
Steve Fehr at the Super Bowl in Erlanger today, where Fehr won the PBA Regional Open for the 2nd year in a row. Fehr beat Keith Colosi in the championship match today, 247 to 221. Dave Newrath, another Cincinnati bowler, finished in 3rd place after today's head-to-head playoff. Some 120 bowlers competed in the regional, which was held for the 2nd year at the Super Bowl. Fehr picked up $3,000 for 2 days' work.
And he promoted something that was going on at the Super Bowl over in northern Kentucky. It was the Pro Bowlers Association annual Pro-Am golf tournament, or bowling tournament. And with us today is the man who runs the place over there, Doug Martin. Doug's in our front row. Doug, nice to see you.
Good to be here.
How did your Pro-Am go this year?
Well, it went real well, Bob. We had a lot of fun Friday night with the Pro-Am. Chris Collinsworth, Turk Schonert, and Kenny Anderson came out and bowled with the pros, and we had good crowds, and everybody had a good time.
With the way they played football on Sunday, maybe we could get them to go bowl every Friday night. What do you think?
Yeah, that must have helped. They did a terrific job every Sunday, so it must have helped them Friday night.
And who won?
Steve Fehr successfully defended his championship again this year. He just blew the field away. He was super tough all weekend.
Very capable young man, isn't he?
He sure is.
And you announced in advance that you were going to share some of the profit from your affair with the Ruth Lyons Children's Christmas Fund.
Yes, we have a check here for you for $575.
Hey, wow, we need it. Fantastic. Doug, I really appreciate that, and tell your mom and dad I said, Gordon and Thelma, I said hello, would you?
I sure will. Thank you very much.
They're nice people, and this is the 2nd consecutive year that you've done this for us, and I hope you're going to have it again next year.